I started my first little practice room back in 2011. I was fed up with rooms that were soulless, that had equipment that didn't work properly. I wanted a safe space that felt like somewhere you wanted to create in. So I got my own room. Excellent. All right, well, thank you for your booking. Okay. All right. When word got around, more bands wanted to come and rehearse there, so I let the room out for those to practice. And then soon it was getting difficult for me to find time to practice my own musical endeavours. So I made the long search to find somewhere suitable, and then 2 short years later, the unit opposite where we're sat now came free. We started with 3 rooms and our little recording studio, and then that soon grew that we had to turn the recording studio into extra practice rooms. We built some production rooms upstairs, which are still used by some of the original tenants that we had in, and then we moved our recording studio upstairs. And it's been a busy little hub of the music scene ever since. After a few years, it became a busy old space with lots of bands coming in and out, day and night, starting with sort of local bands, smaller bands, and then the bigger bands followed. We started getting music teachers in. We had some great names. Black Midi started here when they were little, and then they're back here again now. Now they're stadium-filling rock stars. We've got Shame, we've had The Damned come through here, Rumour. We've had lots of famous people come through the doors, but I think the best omen for our future was at the opening party. We had Art Brut play our grand opening, and they invited Black Francis from the Pixies along. I've got a picture that I treasure of me and Black Francis together, and I remember him turning up and thinking, I think this is all going to be all right. It's a great place that if you're an aspirational young musician, you're going to rub shoulders with the pros. There's nothing exclusive or elitist about this place. Everybody's welcome. Having been in the area for ages, Brixton's always been a very music-orientated place. We've got the Brixton Academy, which is sadly under threat, but we also have the Windmill, which is a really important grassroots venue. There's always been a great relationship between us and the Windmill. We've fed them bands. They've fed bands back to us for rehearsals. Every time they've had a bit of equipment blown up, we've been ready for a replacement for them. We've done work with Girls Rock London, encouraging more young women into music. And we've worked really closely with School Ground Sounds, who are now called Grounded Sounds, who do amazing work in the community. They make sure that there are musical opportunities afforded to those who wouldn't usually have it. It's an expensive hobby, music, and getting into it costs money. Instruments don't grow on trees. When they came to us, we immediately offered them a discounted rate. But since the cuts to youth services and other projects like this, we've just given them the time for free. And we hope that if we do move somewhere else, we can take them with them and house them, because this is really essential work. Sadly, we've got to a point where our rent is going to increase at the end of our tenancy, and it looks like it's very likely we're going to have to close at the end of the summer. We have a lease for 10 years, which is non-renewing and outside the Landlord-Tenant Act, which means that we don't really have any rights to stay. The agent said that we would have to pay 136% rent rise. That is just not achievable. We support an industry that doesn't grow exponentially year on year. We can't pass that on. I tried to negotiate, but it's fallen on deaf ears, and they don't want to negotiate. They want to get the price that they have said. We've put out the notice and let everybody know that we're going to be going. been absolutely bowled over by the response, not only by the number of people who've shared it and made their feelings known and told us, how important this space is to them, but people starting petitions, writing to our local MP. So people have really mobilised. With all we've done is kind of tell them what's going on. It's been amazing, and it just shows what a great place this is. It's kind of a dark day in the history of the studio, but on the whole, it's been really morale boosting to have all this support.
There is a part of my brain that definitely goes, well, that's it, you had a good run, you won't have to worry about it anymore. But there is a part of me that says, we need something like this. And it's places like this, it's places like the Windmill, it's places like your favourite little cafe down the road that make where you want to live. It's what's going on, it's what makes it vibrant, it's why people come to the cities.